Welcome back. Welcome back. I always say the same thing. Welcome back. Welcome back. uh, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, welcome. So we're gonna talk about today plan to sell. So as we have a buying plan, we also should have uh, a selling plan. You know, when am I gonna sell? I am not, and that's something that I learned in 2017. So as you know, I was investing in mid 2017. So I got Ethereum at around $230. So at its all-time high was at $1,500. And the same thing with Ripple, and the same thing with other coins that I had. And one thing that I learned, it was that I did not sell, and it did not sell not $1. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, I was new, and that's the reason why you're here. I didn't sell. But when I started like understanding most of the market, more of the market, and understanding what was happening and what I was here to do, I started realizing, man, I have to sell to be able to see this profits, to be able to see this money. And that's the reason why we're here. Plan to sell, have a plan to sell. So we're gonna talk about know when to sell, don't sell your holdings, and excuse me, talk to an accountant, right? So plan, know when to sell. Example, this is, and this goes according to what you want to do, right? So like say you be buying a coin, you're buying a coin, and this coin costs you 20 cents. So you bought between 20 cents and 40 cents, you bought, I don't know, 10,000 coins, right? Between 20 and 30 cents, you bought 10,000 coins, right? This is about 30, let's say you invested $2,500. Let's say this coin jumps to $1. Now you have $10,000, right? $10,000 that you invest, that you have. So you have a profit of about 7,500. What do? You could do two things. You could keep on holding to see if the coin goes higher, and it will, and sometimes it could, or you could sell some. That's what I do now, right? So example, I have those coins, and then I have, let's say, I have 10,000 of those coins. What I would do is I sell about 20%, 15%, 10%, depending what I'm comfortable with, what I'm comfortable. I sell. So let's say I sell 20% in in of my profits at $1. So 7,500, I'm selling 20% of that. That's about $1,500, right? That's how much I'm selling. Now I have $1,500, but I still have more capital. I still have $1,500 in cash that I could buy any other project. And I still have money that is invested in this coin, that if it goes higher, if it keeps going up, then if you want, you can start taking out, right? Now, with this money, you can do two things. You can buy back lower, or you can invest in another project. Or if you have something else that you're planning to do, I don't know, you want to buy a house, you're planning to buy a car. Unfortunately, your car broke down and now you got to buy a car, and you want to sell all of it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Dude, you invested 2,000, 2,500. Now you have 10. Why not? But understand that if you sell all your holdings, if that coin jumps to $5, then you just missed really big gains, right? So that's why we sell just bits of it. And if it goes back lower, then you buy back a little bit. And like I said, with those $1,500, you could buy back lower or buy another project, or just wait, sit on them. I wouldn't suggest you to send them into your bank account. I would suggest you leave them in the platform as USD. Just leave them there. USD, USDT, just leave them there and wait, right? Don't sell all your holdings. You never want to sell all your holdings because you never know what's going to happen to the price. So that's why we fraction sell what we have. So 20%, 50%, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to hold more, that's fine. And talk to your accountant is when you start making bigger gains, you want to sit down and with an accountant before you withdraw the money to your bank account. before you withdraw the money to your bank account. Once you have the money sitting in your platform that you sold and you have money there, profit, you go and you talk to an accountant. Hey, I have been investing in cryptocurrency and I have made gains. I want to withdraw, but I want you to tell me what is the best way for me not to get so much tax and what is the best way that you recommend for me to withdraw this money. Simple. Why? Because sometimes, you also have to reach out to people that know more than you. And an accountant obviously knows more than you when it comes to that. Or if you do that on your own, it's up to you. Whatever you want, that's just my advice, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to show you a quick example on how is it that I go by knowing where I'm selling. You know what I'm saying? Like where are my points of sell? So I'm going to share the screen with you guys. All right. So example, this coin right here. You just go to all. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. All right, let's go to another coin. Let's try this one, BNB, right? So we go to all, and let's say you had been buying here, right? Let's say in 2018, 2019, you started buying, blah, blah, blah. You bought at $20, $15. And then, from $20, it jumped to $40, but it also jumped to $300. So you right there are in hella profit, really good profit, right? And that's when I tell you that you have to understand which project and you have to have a plan. So I would have sold some here, obviously, because I have really good profit, but I'm gonna sell some because I don't know what's gonna happen. So look, the price went to $293 and it went back down to $220. So that's like $70 drop, right? You could have bought more, or you could have just leave it there, but it went back up, 293. Wait. So where did it go here? Why doesn't it show me? All right, whatever. So I'm sorry. So when he got here like $330, and when it went back down, it went to $210. So 330, 320, you buying back at 200. That's a good point. That's why we selling. That's why you sell a little bit, and then boom, you went all the way to $600, but then it went to almost $700. You would have sold a little bit. Sometimes it happens that you sell here, you sell a 570, or you sell here, right here at $600, and it just keeps going up, and that's okay. But that's why we're selling, and we still have our holdings. We're selling, and we still have our holdings. Why we selling? Because if the project is good, as it goes up, and you have been buying at the bottom, as it goes up, you want to get some for you, but you want to have money and you want to have capital to reinvest back into the coin when the coin starts dropping again. So look at the example. If you sold, let's say you didn't, you didn't think it was going to go that much, and you sold here at $520. Yeah, you missed out on $180. Yes, but look at the price where it's been. $300. Right now, it's at $421, right? So you were still engaged, you were still make profit, and you back bought lower, right? Because we're thinking of a longer term, and we're also thinking that we need to make some profit. We need to take profits out of the table. So that's just one example, right? That's what I do. The first thing that I do is, let's say, with Ripple, if this is the highest point that it's been to $3.40, that's my first guide. That's the first time I'm taking my profits. So if I'm buying here at under 40 cents or 50 cents, my first target is the $3 that it's been. So it's always where was it and where is it? So if it was at $3 and right now it's at 50 cents, then I'm buying. Why? Because my first point of sale is at $3 again. So and as it goes up, listen, as it goes up with Ripple, I've been buying Ripple in 20, 30, 20, 18 cents. I sold it when it got to $2. Why? Because you got to understand where the market is at. I didn't think it was going to go higher, and I sold a little bit. I still have some. If this happens to go all the way to $3, $5, $10, I have some, but I have taken profits off the table. Why? Because I want to invest in other projects, and because I think that the coin might drop. And I think I made this public. Last time I sold Ripple was at $1.10. Right now it's at 60 cents, 67 cents, almost 70 cents. I'm waiting for it to drop to 50, 40, and even 30 cents. Sounds crazy, but it could happen. I have my reasons why I think it could happen. If Bitcoin drops to 20K, we will see Ripple hitting 35 cents for sure. And I still stand on Bitcoin hitting 20K. This year, next year, whenever it is, it's gonna hit it. So understanding that, and that's how I do it. So that's where I invested. Let's talk about CRX. See if I find it here. Just look it up right here. So when I was buying CRX, same thing, right? I looked at this. I saw the highest price was $2.40, right? And I was buying it. All this I was buying, as you saw in the video. When it went back up to $2, I sold. And in this case, I sold it all. Reason why is because I bought a coin called Sherry Token that it was given by my mentor. And I invested half of that in that coin. And then I bought a cent 8, and it went to 90 cents. I mean 9 cents, 90 cents, 9 cents. And those 10K turned into about 80K. So that's how you move your profit. So that's why you sell, and that's why you want to have cash and capital ready, because you never know when an opportunity comes around. So going back to what I was saying, know when to sell. Don't sell all your holdings, and talk to the iconic. Cool. So that's that for this video. See you in the next.